owner at Naturally You, and I'm also a practitioner. I'd like to kind of help you understand what we do at Naturally You. It's very unique, but it's also a very old technique that's been around for many years. Basically, what we're doing here is we're using your body's autonomic nervous system. That is the part of your body that you don't control. So it is doing a lot of things behind the scenes every day for you that you don't even realize. It's beating your heart, it's repairing your cells, it's putting you to sleep, it's waking you up, it's doing all kinds of things. So basically, what we're doing is we're using that autonomic nervous system and we're using a technique called applied kinesiology, which is very scientific. It's also known as muscle testing. And to be very specific, we use a technique called nutrition response testing. So we use this technique against a muscle group in your body, and your body will now respond with what's going on, what it needs, what it doesn't need. So it's very scientific. It doesn't always feel or look scientific, but we're going to demonstrate that to you in just a second. So I would like to demonstrate to you today using Kelsey Shack. She's an employee here, but she's going to be my model client. And what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate how nutrition response testing works. So basically, anytime you test somebody, you have to have an arm that works. If somebody's arms and shoulders are stressed or in pain or had an injury, you can use legs and other muscles. But typically, we start with an arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little pressure to Kelsey's arm, and I'm going to push down, and I'm going to ask her to match my pressure, which is a phrase we say around here a lot. And she's going to push back when I push down, and in the middle, it'll kind of come to what we call a lock, and she will feel it, and I will be able to feel it. And so what I'm going to get her to do is match my pressure. All right. So this arm is locking very strong, and of course you can't feel it, but we can, when we're testing you, we can do this on you, and you will feel it. So now that we know, and she knows what a lock feels like, I've got to show her what an unlock feels like. So it's hard to show an unlock to a person who has not been tested yet, but right here on the bridge of the nose, if I put my finger down there and ask her to match my pressure, her arm locks. If I flip this finger over and use the nail bed right there on the bridge of the nose, her hand's going to go down. And this is also something the client can feel. There, that does not mean anything except shows you what an unlock is. The reason we have to have an unlocked muscle is because in a minute when I do a body scan, if I touch an organ like say her liver, and this liver is not optimum, it's stress and there's something going on there, as soon as I touch it, this arm is going to start to go down. So I'm gonna let you rest your arm for a second, but you're gonna say, well, why would it do that? This is how the body's autonomic nervous system is working behind the scenes and helping us understand what's going on. So her brain told this arm with the right pressure to lock, and it was able to lock easily. And so the brain already knew how much pressure was needed before it could lock. So when I touch an organ that's stressed, the autonomic nervous system could care less about this arm. So the energy used by the brain to lock this arm now is going to go to this liver. So the energy, the arm's going to lock, and you'll feel this as a client. So what we do is we're going to now come back and do a test on her and let you kind of see the whole thing. But this body, it's not a strength test, it's a muscle test. So a lot of people get confused and they feel that arm going down and they think they should give me more pressure, but that's now getting into strength. And it's a real simple move, and the more our clients feel it and understand it, then it's easily done. So now that we understand that we're looking for a locked muscle or an unlocked muscle, the way I would begin first is seeing if she has a locked arm. So if her nervous system says there's a locked arm, I can go further. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if she's got any switches in her nervous system. That's confusion in the nervous system. We don't want confusion, because confusion is when your body's own ability to heal itself doesn't know what to do. So I put her in that position right there, and it locked, so there is no confusion on that side. I'm going to put her pinky thumb on this side together, and she's going to match pressure, and there's nothing there. If there was confusion there, and there's a lot of other places I can look for what we call a switch in the nervous system. But if she was switched, and of course this is just being simulated for your purposes, and it was switched, this arm would go down.
And the client would be able to feel that and realize that there's something going on at the area that we found the switch. So let's just say she is switched right here and the nervous system goes down. I now have to find out what is causing that. And we have boxes called stressor boxes. And in those boxes, there's at least five major stressors. There's foods, there's immune issues, there's metals, there's chemicals, and there's scars. These are the things that will interfere in our world with our bodies. So let's just say it's in the food box. I'm going to pull the food box out. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put the side that has all the major foods that cause issues in our bodies and in this world on her. So if I put that side on her and the body only recognizes energy. So these things are homeopathic resonances in here. And if they touch her side of the body and energy does not go through black plastic, that's why it's only picking up on this side. And I put her back in that switch mode and I push now and it locks. I now know there is something in that box that caused it. If I flip over to the immune side and I go back to that switch and it went down, I know there was nothing in there because it didn't change. It was still going down, showing me it was switched. So now that we know there's probably something in the food box, I can get her hand and she can contact the different foods. And I'm looking for the one that's now going to make it lock. And we're just simulating this because there should not be any foods that are causing her to be switched. But let's just say we got down here and we it locked. So now I'll take her finger individually and put it on the different vials here. And this one's just say this one's locking. So what I know is this would be white refined sugar. Well, there's not anybody that really can have white refined sugar. It's one of the foods that's in most everything we eat, and it takes our nervous system down and causes confusion. So if I now know it's that, I'll put it down. I now can turn to all my supplements up here, and I have probably 20 things that would help anybody at any time with white refined sugar. The problem is I don't know which one's right for Kelsey. We're all unique individuals. We all have different systems, even though we are similar in the way we're made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through several and find which one works on her. Okay, so I'm going to pull some enzymes and I'm going to just start with three. I probably have many more that would work. Enzacor would be one that's helpful, Cypan, and then we're going to look for prosymbiotic. So what I'm going to do now is I will place this on her body. There's this is a whole food supplement. It has its own energy. It's really a live product. Everything in this world has energy. We don't think about it, we don't realize it, but she has energy and this supplement has energy. If I put it on her body and this was the exact right supplement she needed to get unswitched, then that arm would have locked and it didn't. So her body just told me that's not the right supplement. So I'm going to go to the next one, match pressure, and that one went down. And I'm going to go to this one. Now this one's, we're going to pretend it's locking, and this is Zypan. This is hydrochloric acid. So this locks, and it will pulse to what we call, I can push to the pulse of a 10, and then it would go down, and that tells me that's the exact right supplement. So now, temporarily, her body does not think she's switched. So we get to go on and continue with the testing. So there's a lot more to it, but that's just the basic of how it works. We check for blocks in the nervous system. We check for more switches. And then after that, we will do a body scan. We're going to ask these individual organs, if you open up your autonomic nervous system to be able to do the healing that it does so perfectly, what organs may still need help? And it will tell us. So to sum it up, what Naturally You does that other people, other doctors, other practitioners do not do is we actually are asking your body what it needs, how much it needs, and when it doesn't need it anymore. Even if you're buying supplements, on the internet and you're just curious, what do you need? How much do you need? Possibly you're taking something that your body's not even using and you're basically just peeing it out. So this is a way it saves you money, it saves you time, and when your body doesn't need something, it will take it off. If there's another layer coming up that is needed, the body will tell us when something else is needed. So it's a way for you to stay healthy, find out what is causing your body not to stay well. And if it is foods, we're not just trying to take you off of foods and discourage you from eating ever again or enjoying life. We're there to kind of help you so you can adjust in this world, maybe take a supplement that helps you so that you can just feel better, because life is about feeling better. And that's what we're here about at Naturally You.